Hey guys, if you love hate Hallmark as much as I do, you know that all of the movies are pretty much the same thing. However, there's usually some sort of like crazy element that makes each Hallmark movie different. Grab a seat and get cozy because today I'm recapping Private Princess Christmas. Now this is from 2024, which in and of itself is shocking. But let me tell you right now, the plot is what makes this movie unreal. This plot, how do I even describe it? I'm about to. We start off with a beautiful castle on top of a hill in Wingravia, Eastern Europe. Hopefully not too Eastern. I don't know if Russia's invaded yet. We meet our girl, Princess Violet, as she is stuffing her face with chocolates from her advent calendar. But the thing that stood out to me is like, she literally just woke up. How did you get your hair to stay like that through the night? Please share your secrets. A woman comes in and says that the queen would like Princess Violet to accompany her on some like royal Christmas duties, attending events and whatever. This woman has a clipboard, so we know she's important. And to start off strong, and something that just drives me crazy throughout this movie, all of the accents are terrible.
The queen would like you to represent her at several Wingravian royal Christmas events.
Oh, I would, if my hands weren't completely full. Mostly of chocolate.
The queen insists, ma'am. So we'll begin with a Christmas concert by the Wingravian Whoop-de-Doos.
If we must.
The first royal event that Violet has to attend is this like Christmas caroling in a forest, but it's like in front of a green screen. I don't know what's going on here. It just looks so unnatural. She's complaining to the clipboard lady that she doesn't want to do any of this like royal duty stuff. She doesn't want to attend the royal events. She really just wants to spend quality time with her mom, the queen, which like I get, okay. But it's also, she is just like supremely annoying. But apparently Princess Violet and the queen do like traditional Christmas baking each year together, and it's like her favorite part of Christmas and she's so looking forward to it. She just wants quality time to bake with her mom. Okay, I guess being princess is just never enough, is it? The next royal event is tea with some nuns. And the nuns are asking Princess Violet, you know, what are you gonna do when you're queen? Like, what's gonna be your mission? How are you going to run the country? Are you gonna lower taxes? Are you gonna build new homes? Maybe mass deportations? Who knows? The world's your oyster. She's clearly bored and not paying attention, and she sees somebody like pushing a cart in the hallway, and she thinks, oh, they must be getting ready for the Christmas baking thing that I wanted to do with my mom. So she fucks off in the middle of their conversation. Nuns never forget. Next we see her gross princess ass directly on the kitchen counters. She's waiting for her mom, the queen, to show up so they can do the Christmas baking, but clipboard lady comes in and says like, real sorry, but the queen is busy. She's not coming.
I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but the queen's schedule, it's very full, and...
And what?
She won't be joining you for the festoon bake. You see, other queenly duties have taken precedence.
She's probably just lost track of time. I'll remind her. Mother!
I believe she's on a palace tour with dignitaries.
And why wouldn't she move that from her schedule? You know, when I'm queen, baking the festoon will be the first thing on my holiday timeline. Ooh. Looks good on me, right?
Perfectly fine, if you have no respect for the crown.
But when I'm queen, I'm doing away with all these antiquated ceremonies.
If
What do you mean, if?
you are queen.
Of course I'm going to become queen, Mother. Who else would be?
Someone who takes the responsibility seriously. Do you have a royal mission yet?
Does looking regal count?
Every royal must have a mission, a focus that drives their reign. For your father, it was helping the less fortunate. For me, it is public health. What is it for you? Any ideas?
Lots of ideas. Many. But
What? Where is the action? Where is the follow-through?
Hottie Mom Queen is pissed at Princess Violet for walking out on the nuns. She does this whole speech about how, like, when you're royal, when you're queen, you have to do things that you don't want to do, and you have to be responsible, and blah, 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 blah. This is actually a big part of the plot, which honestly, I'm okay with. Shocking, I know. This sort of concept is not terrible. You know, with great power comes great responsibility, or whatever Spider-Man's dead uncle says. Unfortunately, the way the movie goes about working through this plot makes absolutely no sense. And you're gonna see that in a minute. In the meantime, she says she's going to go train with Sir Bapholis for the upcoming Royal Christmas Tree Selection Ceremony. Intriguing. Let me tell you now, you will never guess what is about to happen as part of this tree selection ceremony. How could a tree selection ceremony be weird? Hallmark somehow makes it weird. We cut outside to the woods for this Royal Christmas Tree Selection Ceremony. How many times can I say that in one video? And there's like 15 people from the entire kingdom.
Late again, is she?
She is simply unreliable. You're her uncle. Can't you say something?
I've tried. How I have tried. I love her dearly, but it just doesn't get through to her.
Sir Bapholis. Sir Bapholis, stop being stubborn. This way. No, no, no. This is not behaviour becoming of an honorary knight.
Yes. I wish this was a joke, but Sir Bapholis is a goat.
By order of the Queen of Wingravia, Sir Bapholis, the royal soothsayer, shall select a Christmas tree for the town square.
Right. Sir Bapholis, that's you. Right, this way. No. No, this way. This way. Come on, Sir Bapholis, stop pulling. Wait! No.
Oh, good choice. Wait, no, Sir Bapholis, not that little one.
Sir Bapholis, that's a mistake. That's not our Christmas tree.
By order of Queen Winifred, Princess Violet, and Sir Reginald Bapholis, the royal Christmas tree has been chosen.
I can't. We're literally 6 minutes into this movie and I am screaming. The goat is supposed to pick the royal Christmas tree, and because he picks a bad one because he's a goat, everybody is upset. The crowd is mortified, the queen is angry. I am loving this already. He's a goat. Hottie Queen Mom is pissed at Violet over the whole goat tree selection snafu, if you can believe it. Yes, this is part of the plot. And she does this speech again about, like, when you're queen, you have to have responsibilities and you have to follow through with things and you can't cut corners and etc, etc. And she's pissed. And she mentions about perhaps picking a new successor to the throne, one that isn't Princess Violet. But Violet is like, well, father would never. So we know King Dad is dead. R.I.P. Hallmark loves dead family members. Merry Christmas. The uncle steps in and says when he was a wayward youth, his father sent him to an American boot camp and it did him wonders.
We are putting Uncle Felix's boot camp plan into action.
A boot camp? I mean, a stiletto camp I could consider, but boots?
And here lies one of the most bizarre plots I think we've covered on this channel so far. In order to prove her ability to run a nation, she has to go to an American boot camp over the Christmas holidays. I'm speechless. Later, sitting on the stairs for some reason, she's complaining to Prince Scott that she doesn't want to go to this boot camp. But in my mind, I'm like, why are we doing this on the stairs? With an entire castle at their disposal, why are we doing this on the staircase? The only thing I can think of is they rented this castle, this like nice house, and none of the other rooms looked particularly Eastern European Christmassy, so now we're stuck doing this on the stairs.
But I am going to miss you.
Of course you are. Which is why...
Scotty! Oh, a phone.
So we can chat without that royal operator monitoring our calls. Now, how long will you be away?
It's a 10-day boot camp, so
We'll be sipping eggnog on Ibiza Christmas morning.
Whew, this castle. Always so chilly.
Sure is.
It comes that time in almost all Hallmark movies when I ask, do we think this is a gay man? Also, 10 days. This American boot camp is 10 days in order to figure out if she can run an entire country. I love it. Later that night, she's looking at a shitty WordPress website about this boot camp, and she's actually quite excited already. She thinks that because Americans love Christmas, it's gonna be loads of like Christmas activities and Christmas cookie baking and all that fun stuff. Yay! Literally. This is not a joke. We now jump to a knockoff Walmart in Colorado, and we see a haughty cashier dealing with shitty customers.
This mistletoe says affection guaranteed, but I totally struck out at my holiday work party.
I can't give you a refund, sir.
Imagine trying to get laid with Emily from sales at your work Christmas party. Yikes. But honestly, as someone who worked at Walmart, okay, I did my time. I worked at Walmart. This is totally factual. This interaction is like the most believable thing in this entire movie. Next in line is Colonel Yates, who says he's touching base with his troops. That's good writing. Now we know their relationship. They both mention some unnamed sad event that we don't know about yet. But Colonel Yates is saying he wants this guy Ryan, Captain Ryan, to come and teach the Christmas Leadership Boot Camp, which Ryan rejects at first because of the unnamed sad event, but he quickly changes his mind. Then we get this scene introducing all the cadets going to this boot camp, and I need you to watch it.
From India, Duke Satine of Jaffandahar. Set to lead his home state, this wealthy young man needs to take a good long look in the mirror, and not the way that he normally does. Marlena Lee, K-pop star whose second album was expected to be as big a hit as her first until she rage-fired her entire staff. Tucker Finch, of the Falcons fame.
You're a big Falcons fan, if memory serves.
I've lost a lot of friends over my love of the Falcons. Which made it worse, because when this wide receiver was benched for insubordination, there went the championship. Here's Noelle Luttrell. She's the daughter of a billionaire tech guru. All seems well with her, but still waters run deep. Now meet Bobby Bofa, known as Bitcoin Bobby.
Crypto bro who swindled billions from investors.
That punk owes my nephew $6,400.
Thank you.
Who's this?
Princess Violet Bell of Wingravia. She's here to prove to her mom that she can be queen.
We never get this style again, this camera work, this like editing style. We don't get this ever again. It is so bizarre. Running this entire specialty boot camp for some very powerful people. We have Captain Ryan and...
This is former Army Captain Juniper Squibb.
You can call me Squibby.
I don't want to call you that. They lead the cadets into the spooky basement where they're going to lock up all of their luggage, including their cell phones, for the entire 10-day boot camp. But remember, Princess Violet got that Samsung Galaxy flip phone from gay Prince Scott. So she secretly keeps the flip phone, the folded phone, whatever. I've never actually seen one of these phones in real life before. She keeps the folded phone and she gives them her like normal regular phone. So already on day one, she's broken the rules of no cell phones. Outside, they're getting ready to see their bunks, and our girl Violet is already annoyed. She's annoyed and she's complaining, which is what she pretty much does this entire movie.
I noticed a clear lack of Christmas decorations. Will they be put up soon?
No.
Oh, well, can I add some? Just a little Christmas cheer.
I don't do Christmas cheer.
Oof. Someone's grinchy.
Are you talking back to a commanding officer?
No, it's
It's just that Christmas is my favorite time of year, and
Congratulations, Princess. You just landed your whole crew an early morning doo-doo. Instead of the 0500 wake up, you will all be getting up at 0415 for an early morning run.
What?
Bright and early after their morning run punishment, they go into this actually beautiful food hall for breakfast. But first, we have to say grace. I hope everyone's Christian. Captain Ryan leads the prayer, followed by Squibby's famous breakfast. Gruel! Yay! It's here that Captain Ryan lays out the rules for the rest of the boot camp.
Now, some ground rules. I'll keep it simple. Trust is central. No lying, no outside calls or texts, and no guests on the property. Failure to comply, you fail the course.
All I could think of in this scene is that nobody wants some of that orange juice. It looks great, I'll have some. In the classroom, we're going to learn about leadership. Yay! By reading a textbook we could have read at home. Double yay! Basically, everyone is annoyed and nobody wants to be there.
Turn your text to page 9. You'll silently read this chapter before we move on to the next section.
Sir? I'm not quite familiar with this whole silent reading thing. I generally listen to my books.
You mean as in audiobooks?
My aide, Cedric, reads all aloud to me while I look at the pictures. Oh, and mine's missing pictures.
Read the chapter, Cadet.
Rough. We still have an hour to go. For their community service lesson, they're in the kitchen with Squibby, and she says, I want you to bake 500 Christmas cookies for the local children's hospital. And because Violet is actually excited about potentially baking, right? She seems like all she wants to do is bake Christmas cookies. They put Violet in charge and then they leave them to it. While the cadets are baking, Squibby is talking to Ryan about how she's happy to see them and that she was really sorry about Benji. Ooh, the unnamed sad event is mentioned. We see some incredible photoshops of Ryan and Benji, but before we can learn more about the unnamed sad event, the fire alarm goes off. Oh no, the cookies! Think of the children! Apparently they fucked up the oven temperature because in Wingravia, or whatever the hell, in Violet's home country, they use centigrade, and the oven was in Fahrenheit, which honestly, you know what, fair. But he's more upset because they raided Squibby's like food cupboard, her like cabinets, and they took her pre-made cookie dough when they were supposed to make it themselves from scratch. Violet said they used the pre-made dough because it was gonna make the whole process easier, and Ryan says that's not the point of the exercise.
How do you expect to lead a country if you can't even make Christmas cookies?
Good question. What is the relevance? Because he's upset about the cookies, he's going to make them do the shredder. Ooh, mysterious.
The shredder. Zigzag through the calf-burning tire rung of the Rings of Fire before scaling the vertical wall of Dante's Peak, then fall backwards in the Fall from Grace truss exercise, only to hit the deck in the platoon belly crawl, and finally seek resurrection through the legendary Ascent.
Who edited this? This looks like this was edited from someone in college who just started their video editing course and they're just gonna like throw everything at it, everything they just learned. This whole sequence is honestly hard to watch. It's kind of like an obstacle course you might see at like a fancy park, and there's a bunch of kids just out of frame waiting their turn.
You're one with the ground. Dirt is beautiful, and so are you.
Whatever floats your boat, Latrell. Just keep going.
Bro, why are you shouting at her? She's right there. We end the cringe obstacle course with a rope climb. And of course, it's Princess Violet who's going to go first. To be fair, we never see any of the other cadets even attempt the rope climb. I just kind of assumed the insurance on set didn't cover the other actors. All the money in the budget went to editing that scene when all the cadets arrive. There's just no money left. Also, I'm pretty sure the woods behind them is the same woods that we started in with Sir Bapholis the goat.
see. It's easy.
Any tips or tricks?
Gravity's not your friend. So, who wants to go first? Princess Violet, thank you so much for volunteering. You're up first.
All right.
Yeah, I need a new rope. Mine's not roping.
Yeah, more blah blah excuses.
Excuse me?
Just do the work.
How dare you? You keep telling us to do the work. But what exactly are you doing?
Girlie, he literally just climbed it for the demonstration.
You've just said more blah blah excuses. Is that you, in your finest form as a commanding officer?
Cadet, it is not your place to question my authority.
Perhaps the princess's a point, sir.
Oh, is that right?
You haven't exactly been a ray of sunshine, and I hate sunshine.
Your encouragement is tepid at best. Your enthusiasm deserves a D-.
The poor guy has totally lost control of essentially 6 teenagers. How embarrassing. Imagine this was an actual military boot camp and these kids talked back to the instructor, like the captain guy. Insane. But instead, because this is Hallmark and nobody's actually been to any sort of boot camp, Captain Ryan just agrees with all of them that he was out of line and they break for the day. Back in the office, Squibby agrees with the cadets and says, yeah, Ryan, you have been kind of shitty and you have been kind of distant with the cadets. And normally the Christmas spirit brings everybody together. So maybe it's not a bad idea to do Christmas activities. Literally, what? This boot camp is supposed to be training like really powerful young people how to like be leaders and move forward in their field. Violet is gonna like lead an entire country. Imagine their next exercise. It's like how well you decorate this Christmas tree directly correlates with international relations. I know that Hallmark plots are always a bit of a stretch. You know that, I know that, everybody here knows that. But a big city girlie who has to go back to her small hometown to help her family's failing candy shop is so much more realistic than what we have now. A princess of a foreign nation sent to an American boot camp to learn how to lead her country through Christmas activities. Make it make sense. Back at Wingardium Leviosa, or whatever the fuck this nation is called, haughty Queen Mom is reading a letter from Violet. Violet's been at the boot camp for like 3 days, so I don't know what the point is. But Violet lies in her letter and she's talking about how great it is and she's making so many friendships and she's learning so many things and yay, girly time, I'm having a great time. But she mentioned she can't wait to get home for Christmas. What a wonderful plot developing scene this was not. Next we're at the food hall and it's Black Guy's turn to say grace before breakfast.
Eat up, and then, thanks to an initiative from our good friend Squib here, today's community service will be Christmas adjacent.
Is that the same as Christmas cheer?
Baby steps. We've been asked to deliver Christmas trees to the Chesterfield Church.
That sounds hard, and I don't really like...
Yeah, well, that's life. And what is life without a little holiday joy?
Oh, I feel the joy radiating already.
No, I mean it. Joy will be had. I may even attempt to smile.
Is that the best you've got, Captain? Come on.
I love how this is supposed to be a boot camp, like physically and emotionally taxing and difficult and tough, and they can all complain to their serving captain because it's too hard. They learn that today's task is to carry a Christmas tree 3 miles to a local church. There's gonna be 2 people per tree. You're gonna have to carry it the whole way. Everybody's upset, it's too hard. Where's the cheer in that? That's an actual line. Captain Ryan and Squibby leave the cadets to carry their trees, but Violet's not having it. They run back into the building and they lockpick their way into the basement where all of their luggage is stored because Violet wants to get a cell phone to call a moving company. But we know that she already has a cell phone, so why are they lockpicking to get her original phone? It's better if you don't ask. While Violet is calling the moving company, we get these two cadets chatting and pause. We basically learn very little, if literally anything actually, about these cadets. It could have made the movie so much more interesting if we actually learned about the cadets and we could have some sort of like positive character development by the end of it, like all of these characters have changed for the better, but we don't get that, so stop asking. I don't even know these people's names, and I don't think the writers did either. The moving company shows up and they drive all the trees to the church, and then the cadets pretend that they've carried them the whole way. And Ryan is actually really happy that they did the exercise and they did what he said. And he gives our girl this cheeky little smile. Ooh, chemistry, maybe? But back at the base, Ryan realizes that all of their gloves are perfectly clean. So he knows that they didn't carry the trees. And he says he's gonna fail all of them unless they tell him what happened. So Violet takes the blame for cheating the exercise, says it was too difficult and he's been too mean, and she quits. Roll the credits. Just kidding. A girl can dream though. Unfortunately, we still have a lot to go. Violet calls Hot Queen Mom to explain that she's quitting the boot camp and she's coming home.
I'm coming home. I quit, and that's just how it is.
I had hoped that you'd learn something.
I did. I learned to crawl through dirt and burn snowman cookies.
You understand, dear, this makes it difficult to name you my successor.
Mother, I'm trying here.
Trying's not enough for a queen. Have you found your mission yet?
Or are you just cutting corners as usual?
Well,
Have you? Answer me, Violet.
Just come home, dear.
Violet and her many suitcases fall out of the base, and she declines Captain Ryan's offer to call her a cab or to drive her to the airport, and she says, no, I'm just gonna walk to the airport on my own in December, in winter, in the dark. She ultimately freezes to death in the wilderness. Roll credits. Again, just kidding, but my God, wouldn't that make a great story? Instead, as she's walking down the road, she sees that a car is stuck in the snow and she runs over to help. Inside is an old man who signs to her, and it's here that we learn Princess Violet can also do sign language. Thank God they both know the same type of sign language. What are the odds? To get him out of the snow, get his car unstuck, she shoves one of her bags like underneath one of his tires, and surprise! It works.
That was pretty impressive, you pitching in like that. And you know ASL, where did you learn?
When I was small, my father got too close to some heavy artillery and gradually lost his hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ryan convinces Violet to get into his truck and he's gonna drive her to the airport, but before they leave, he tries to convince her to come back. He says, you know, I believe in you, I know you can pass, I know you can do it, you have it in you, like, please come back and try again.
Do you really think I could be a great leader?
I do.
Well, as a potentially great leader, I think it could really help morale if we could decorate the academy for Christmas.
Unselfish request. I concur.
Ah yes, Christmas lights bring out the natural leader in all of us. Remember how I joked about how decorating a Christmas tree would be a productive leadership activity? It actually happens. Right now.
In order to celebrate our differences, what if we make ornaments from our unique cultures?
Well, we ate popsicles as kids and then made ornaments out of the popsicle sticks. We still do it.
That's perfect. As for me,
My father and I used to decorate our baked festoon by painting pine cones.
I'm going to go find some.
Yes, let's go find some pine cones to paint as part of a leadership activity, said no one ever. But outside, our girl finds Captain Ryan sitting on a bench like a total weirdo. Please look at her legs and her footprints when she walks over.
Sir.
I love when that stuff happens. On the bench, you can see that it's actually raining in the background. That's not actually a green screen. But it's not raining on them because there's obviously some sort of like tent that's just out of shot. Ryan explains that he actually made the bench with another cadet called Benji. Lovers or what? What are the odds here? Violet explains that her Christmas is going to be different this year because somebody close to her died last year. So now all of their Christmas traditions are going to be different. Find me a Hallmark Christmas movie that doesn't have a dead person in it. I dare you.
When I was small, we'd always watch my favorite Christmas movie, The Sound of Music.
The Sound of Music is not a Christmas movie. Now, Die Hard.
Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
The Sound of Music is a love story between Captain Von Trapp and an irresponsible nun. There's not an ounce of Christmas in the whole movie.
Well, I don't know. My dad loved the song Edelweiss, and he associated it with Christmas.
Ryan is actually very personable and cute, but my God, the writing in this sucks so bad, and our girl's accent makes me want to commit war crimes.
It's chilly up here.
Where'd he pull that from? Also, I love that the standards are well and truly that low. Does he or does he not give you his scarf when you're cold? Ladies, let's raise our standards. Next up, it's the small, partially Korean girl's turn to say grace before breakfast. Like all the side characters, I know nothing about her and no one seems to mind.
You'll create a life-size Christmas tree using nothing but this paper and the supplies in this room. And you'll do it together.
How much was this specialty boot camp? They're doing like cute little icebreakers and Christmas decorating activities for the low price of $48,000. It's here we get a music montage while they work on their trees. Don't forget, on my website, talkinghallmark.com, I do have Hallmark bingo cards if you want to play along. Make sure to check off music montage. Honey, I think that's crooked. Back at the rope climb for some reason, Captain Ryan shows her the proper technique to climb the rope.
Try this. This is a J-hook. Strap the rope, push down, hand over hand to climb. Use the hook, weight on your feet.
There must be an easier way.
Easy? That's not your way, is it?
You guessed it, she nearly climbs to the top. That means she can nearly lead an entire nation. At this point in the movie, Captain Ryan is really trying with the chemistry. He is quite cute and personable and smiley and stuff. You know, he is trying, but I don't really get it from this girl at all. That night, back in the dorms, they're all sleeping and the garland stuff is on. Like, there's all these lights. Is that not annoying? But Violet gets a text from gay Prince Scott and he's like, the base doesn't look that bad. Huh? Does that mean he's outside? So she opens the door and surprise, it's Scott.
What are you doing here?
Well, I hadn't heard from you, and I missed you. Didn't you miss me too?
His voice is diabolical. The fact that nobody on set told him, like, please don't do that voice is insane. She explains to him that it's been tough, but she's actually starting to really like it now. It's really rewarding. He cuts her off and says, I'm here to rescue you, even though she only has 2 days left. Like, buddy, where were you 8 days ago? But she says, no, I want to pass. I want to see this through. I'm enjoying it. It's rewarding. I like it. I want to do better. And she asks him to leave. And he leaves in a huff, which is just a major ick. Side note, is there no security on this military base? Some gross, bad accent teenager could just get in, no worries? Love that.
You'll regret this. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you.
Well, now I know for sure I did the right thing.
commercial. Of course she gets locked out, so she decides to climb a drain pipe on the side of the building and rolls into an open window. But it's here that shirtless Captain Ryan is on a FaceTime with his mom. Do y'all normally FaceTime with your mothers without your shirt on, or is that just a Colorado thing?
I just have to ask.
No, I'm not seeing anyone.
No one. Oh, but then who is that stunning woman crawling across your floor?
Violet?
I was just looking at the stars and I got locked out.
Oh, Ryan used to spend hours on the lawn staring at the stars too. And since Rai here has forgotten his manners, hello, dear. I'm Mrs. Douglas. I'm Ryan's mother.
Pleased to meet you, Miss Douglas.
Did you just curtsy?
Gilbert, come quickly. Rai is dating and she's lovely.
Whoa. Princess, Cadet Violet and I are not dating. I repeat, we are not dating. She is in training here. And she's really cold right now from her stargazing adventures. So we are gonna get off the call now, Mom.
Oh, at the very least, invite her to Wyoming for Christmas.
No, I'm her commanding officer. That is against the rules. Okay, bye.
Again, I say, Ryan has potential. His line delivery is funny, he's cute, he's personable, he's trying, but unfortunately, he's stuck in this movie. Ryan gets Violet warmed up because she's so cold from being outside for all of 26 seconds. But my God, her hair is perfect. Her hair is always perfect. I hate it. How do you get those beautiful, bouncy, beachy waves? Please hook a girl up. It's here that Ryan opens up about bench builder Benji.
When he graduated, I pulled a favor and asked that he be assigned to the Pacific Division to keep him out of Iraq. Well, when Benji found out I did that, he was very angry. I was only trying to protect him, but he took it to mean that I didn't think he could handle it. I said some things I regret, and that was the last time we spoke. Benji went to Iraq and didn't make it back.
So Benji couldn't handle it. Gotcha. Pause. This is such a reasonable and relatable plot. Let's follow Ryan through his PTSD of losing a friend and the grief and the drama that goes around that. And we can see this beautiful character arc where he gets back into teaching and he wants to help other people. Wouldn't that be such a great plot? But instead, we're stuck with Violet, who's going to inherit an entire country and is being shitty about it. Since it's Violet's turn to open up, she explains that the family loss she mentioned earlier was her dad. Or is her dad. Her dad's dead, which honestly sucks, but get in line. Now it's time for the tiny Indian girl to say grace. Too bad I don't even know her name, but I wonder what today's mission is.
Retired Colonel Jimmy Shepard, the man Vi saved days ago, wanted to thank her by hosting us for some Christmas cheer at the old veterans home. You'll need to wear your holiday best.
Everyone gets dressed up all fancy. Good thing they packed those clothes, and they head down to the Veterans Hall. And it's here that they're going to do something as a thank you for this deaf man. I wonder what.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la.
Honey, he can't hear you. He's deaf. After singing their one song together, which literally is 25 seconds, Captain Ryan makes them all sit down because he wants the spotlight.
I know some may not consider this next one a Christmas song, but I've just learned there are some that do. So, here goes. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me.
Remember, she said she loves that movie and it's one of her favorite Christmas movies, even though it's not a Christmas movie, but he remembers and he sings the song. Bro is desperate for that royal ass. Sorry I said that out loud. To be fair, it looks like he's actually singing and he's got a nice voice, so gold star for you, Ryan. Next, it's their final day and it's Indian Boy's turn to say grace to show that he's nice now and he likes Christmas so he can suck up to Princess Violet. Our boy Ryan has a Christmas hat on. Love that. Because it's the last day, they all have to complete the shredder in order to graduate. One thing that I don't get is only certain characters do certain parts. So it's not like everybody does the whole course. So like the Indian guy is the only one that does the like rope climb over the incline. And the black guy is the only one that we see doing the trust fall, which actually, watch that.
We've got you, don't panic.
You can do it,
Come on,
man.
you can do this.
Come on.
All right, I believe in you. Come on, man.
We got you.
Fabulous. But like, doesn't it make sense that everybody has to do the whole course? Same with the rope climb at the very end. Violet is the only one we see do it ever. And of course, she completes it. Ryan singles her out that she's passed boot camp even though everybody's passed, but the rest of them don't matter. At this point, we have 17 minutes to kill, so we need something else. So Hallmark gives us this tiny little side story. The small Indian girl is upset and she explains that her father, who's like big business guy, important guy, he's not going to make the time to come to her graduation and she's upset about it. But Violet encourages her to call her dad and explain how she really feels even though she hates confrontation. One thing here, it kind of sounds like Violet forgot to do her accent.
What if he says no?
Then you tell him how you feel.
So on this special Benji bench, small Indian girl calls her father and she confronts him, all while Violet is like standing beside her, like watching her do it. I would be so embarrassed. If you're a seasoned Hallmark viewer, you know within the last sort of 14 to 12 minutes, it's a very specific time frame. In the last 14 to 12 minutes, we need some sort of like very light conflict, very brief miscommunication between our two love interests. So what could it possibly be in Private Princess Christmas?
Oh, that's not good.
No, you don't understand. This isn't just any bench.
Cadets. Are you holding a phone? Back to your barracks, cadets. That's an order.
I get being annoyed about the bench because obviously there's like an emotional connection to it, but I don't get why he's upset about her having a phone because like they've already graduated. Anyway, she does explain that not only does she have a second phone, that gay Prince Scott came over, which of course broke another rule, and Ryan just spirals out.
Trust. Loyalty. They're pillars of this institution. After all this, I simply can't pass you.
Imagine this is going to determine whether you can be queen or not. Absolutely absurd. Hot Mom Queen arrives and Princess Violet has to explain to her that, FYI, I'm not graduating anymore, with her beautiful wavy hair.
I did this boot camp as you wished. And even though I didn't pass, and I'm not going to become queen, I found my mission. I have some really exciting ideas about opening a school. A school for the deaf, to honor father. And I don't need to be queen to do that, but I was hoping that we could do it. Together.
Mommy, will you pay for my new school? But Hot Mommy is pissed. She storms off and she's like, you're a big disgrace and I'm gonna go pack and we're gonna leave and blah, blah, blah. This is a waste of time. But Princess Violet has a speech.
Do you stop? Stop, Mum. Stop masking your pain with busyness and just look at me. This is our first Christmas without Father. A time that used to mean the world to me. And it's as if all you see are my failures. Do you not see that I'm grieving here? Can you not see that you're grieving?
As a side note, this sort of part of the plot would have been so much more interesting. Again, you have like grief from the loss of a father and we can like explore that and becoming a better person just like not through an American boot camp. Do you know what I mean? There were so many better options for this movie. Back at the base, Squibby tells off Ryan for being too sensitive. You make everything about yourself, you're too sensitive. Benji was a grown man, you know, he made his own decisions. We do get another look at this wonderful Photoshop. My God. But basically this whole scene is just to pad the movie out and for Squibby to say, you know, I think you're being too rough on Violet. Maybe you should go easy on her. Pad this bitch out. I also love that they have these rules at this boot camp, which Violet does break, and Squibby's like, oh, you should go easy on her. Outside, Violet runs into the veterans coordinator we saw earlier at the veterans hall, and my God, how many coffees is that? She mentions that the kitchen at the veterans hall on Christmas Eve is broken, big rip, so they're not gonna have a special like Christmas Eve dinner, and Violet's like, I got an idea. And it's here we get our final music montage of all of the cadets making this Christmas dinner for the veterans. I love that 4 days ago they couldn't make Christmas cookies and now they're making an entire Christmas feast. Ryan walks in and he's pissed for some reason, but the little Indian girl is there and she's like, hey, this is Princess Violet's plan and you know where to find her. How mysterious. Yes, she's at the lover's bench, which she's repaired with the deaf old man with a horribly off-centered sign. Also, I know I'm a hater, but I cannot stand the actual sign, like the way the text is arranged and like the spacing and stuff. I fucking hate this. But anyway, they both apologize to each other, but we're not done yet. We are so close. Back in the kitchen, Hot Queen Mommy brings dessert for everybody, and she mentions that she's brought the like traditional Christmas thing that her and Violet used to decorate with the dad, so now they can do, remember from the beginning, Violet wanted to decorate that Christmas thing, now they can do that together, yay, I don't care. Then we jump to the hall for the special dinner with the veterans, and this bitch is in her tiara, like honey, is that necessary? But it's here that Hot Queen Mom says that she likes the idea for the deaf school and that Princess Violet will be a wonderful queen someday. So glad all of that's cleared up. Captain Ryan gets up and singles out Princess Violet and says how great she is because this bitch is so horny. And he says, yes, I will graduate Princess Violet, even though I said I wouldn't, I changed my mind. And finally, it's Princess Violet's turn to say grace before they eat. They say amen, but then they cut to this shot that actually made me laugh out loud.
Amen.
Oh my God, the green screen vibe is wild here. There's no music here because they're outside alone, but they do this little dance and twirl, and we finally get our end of movie kiss with the fastest fade to black I've ever seen.
It was a pleasure meeting your mother.
Guess now we've both met the parents. Isn't that right, Ryla?
She offered me a royal visit to Wingravia.
Said there might be a teaching opportunity available at the Wingravian Military Academy.
Now there's an idea.
May I have this dance, Princess?
You may, Captain. Permission to kiss you.
Permission granted.
Just a little announcement before we get to our final ratings. If you made it this far in the video, honestly, truly, thank you so much. I've had a lot of questions about joining in our Hallmark watch-alongs, so I've launched YouTube memberships. There should be a join on this page or on any of my videos. There's only one tier that gets you access to our chat room on Discord, and that's where we do our watch-alongs. So if you do want to get involved in the watch-alongs, please join me on YouTube memberships. The Discord community is honestly such a wonderful place. We've been watching Hallmark movies for the last 3 or 4 years. The banter, the jokes are just so wonderful. So if you want to get involved in the watch-alongs, please consider joining me on YouTube memberships. No worries if not. Thank you for being here anyway. As with all my Hallmark recaps, we have 3 categories to rate: chemistry, plot, and overall enjoyment. For chemistry, Ryan really tries, but I get nothing from this girl. This is a solid 1 out of 5. For plot, this has to be a 5 out of 5. It makes absolutely no sense. This is one of the most bizarre plots. And this movie was made by adults. There were dozens of people that signed off on this plot that makes literally no sense, and I love it. And for overall enjoyment, this has to be a 5 out of 5. The plot is genuinely insane. The budget, I don't know if you noticed the budget on this one, it seems like much less than normal, and they never have good budgets. This felt very much like they could have filmed it in a weekend. The special effects, the green screens and stuff was just awful, and I love it. Make sure to leave your rating down below, and do check me out on YouTube memberships if you want to get involved in the watch-alongs. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye!